he would book the TV sometimes and some shows, and I had an office right next to him with Gene Anderson, and he would come in with the TV. He'd throw the TV down and throw his Gucci bag over his shoulder, and out the door he would go. And he had a Mercedes convertible, and the Dusty was on top of the world. And I would take the TV, and sometimes he'd have a guy on there twice that he didn't realize he was already. And so I was the detail. Dusty was a big, I guess the best way to describe it, Dusty was a big picture guy. I was a detail person. So I complimented Dusty by being a detail person. So I could look at the TV and clean it up. And when we would go to TVs, especially like a Clash of the Champions, or even to a degree like when we would do TBS on a Saturday morning, and it would be taped to air at 6:05, and we would already be on a plane that afternoon somewhere to appear at a live event that night, maybe up in Ohio or somewhere. And I did all the timing. And nobody ever looked over my shoulder, and I'd have to line up the guys for enhancement talent. And I had terrible names. There was somebody there in Atlanta, and the Carolinas would give me names, and then a guy whose name I can't think of that lived over in Alabama would give me names, and instead of me calling 10 different guys for TV, I would call the one guy and I would say, I need 6 for TV, and he would know that what my standard was. That I can't ever remember a situation where he would show up that somebody either didn't look like a wrestler, didn't dress like a wrestler, or their performance level would not be up to my standard. And so I had confidence in them, and they made sure that they had the best people, and it wasn't the same people all the time, because you need to change faces. And I took care of them too, because that took a big load off me to have what I call enhancement talent that were up to the standard of what our promotion was all about.